CLC Construction Health, Safety and Wellbeing at the Institute of Directors, Central London, joined with Steve Kerslake, CEO and founder of Construction Sport Charity, and we're going to do a quick summary of what we think of today. Steve?
Yeah, I think again we've been to a number of these events and it all comes down to where do we finish off and what next.
Did you leave? Well, exactly. What did you leave with? Did you sort of think, do you know what, we've got a real sense of purpose, direction, this is where we're going to be led to support, or is it the other way around, begging us for?
It's kind of, I don't know, there's a bit of me that says we've got an industry so big, in light of things, obviously Grenfell, it's just come out last week. We didn't reference any of it today, well, it's quite a shame, but health and safety is a big player in our industry. Is a 3-hour summit enough for selected guests? I definitely think there's a bigger picture of event-wise what could be done more to bring more people to the table and hear back. We didn't get much feedback today, unfortunately. I was hoping we'd have a few Q&As, a bit open discussions, yet people's thoughts ahead, because again it's supposed to be about collaboration and all coming together and putting your 5 pence in the jar. We didn't get that, unfortunately, but who knows? They've got stuff lined up. There's a 6-week consultation. I'm not sure what that is.
What did you take that meant? Because I got a bit lost. They're going to ping something out to the industry on LinkedIn or social media and see.
A questionnaire maybe. But again, it's a lot of time and effort and work. And you're going to, I get a lot of surveys. So how many surveys we had sent over to us over the years? And more than one page, I'm gone. Everything's got to be in 3 or 4 bullet points to me. Yeah, don't know. I think I don't know if we've got any further. And fair play, they've invited us on today. I really appreciate that. And
it was good to be there.
Good to see it, isn't it?
There were some good people. I felt that, and apologies, I always forget his name. Is it Dan Hubbard? Apologies. CEO of Crown Estate.
Labard.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Excellent talk, open, honest, to the point, no mucking about. But
now on the head with the whole, we're not in an industry where we want to promote our children to come into it. Along those lines, he said it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Massive. Yeah, we've been saying it for a long time at our level.
Would you let your kids?
No, I've said it before. We've got an industry you're more than likely to kill yourself than any other fucking get hurt on site, really. The likelihood of actually carrying out suicide is so great that why would you want to put your kids into the sector? And look at this, we're walking down Regent Street at the moment, going back to the tube, but it's an incredible industry. And
well, you've only got to look at the buildings around us. I mean, God, I'd be so proud if I built after Institute Directors where we were today. What a building.
Yeah.
People have built that with their own hands.
Yeah, there's not much to grab onto. You want to be proud of it, but it looks just the state of politics all over it.
Do you feel they wanted us to lead rather than lead? Because that was a big thing that a few people said to me, was that, right, we're going to get run over here, we're going on a red light. No, I don't know if we are. Yeah,
there was, again, I'll be completely honest, because the camera's on and that's what we can do.
Oh, that was a lamppost.
We had three talks that we couldn't ask questions to.
Why do you think they didn't do a Q&A? Because to me, everything I've been to, Q&As are quite important.
I was desperate to talk. When the health and safety executive spoke, they have no governance on this stuff. There's no governance that they can enforce. There's no prosecutions that have ever been made towards in the light of mental health will be in the workplace.
Would you go as far to say that HSE actually don't have as much clout as people think they have?
Not in this industry. Not in this in the mental health space. Or power actually.
One-way traffic here on Regent Street. We've got a load of work being done down there and it's chaos. So I've just been lapped by Steve, he's back.
Yeah, so HSE is just relying on the industry to do it themselves because they haven't got the clout to do it. Of course, nothing against them, they haven't got the power from government to do it. There's nothing for them to enforce. That's why in 50 years of HSE, no one's ever been prosecuted with regards to anything mental health related, stress or suicide in the workplace.
Okay, so
that's a fact.
Yeah, so if we take HSE out of it, who should be leading this? Because when we had the colouring in competition this afternoon, which I sadly missed, they were asking everybody in that room for their thoughts and advice, and the people I spoke to after turned around and said, we want to be led, told to do this to support the industry, but they were asking us, have we got it cock about face?
Our table said that. Our table very much said, this isn't for us to decide what goes on here. We're here in a room full of the people that run the industry. And if they're liaising with government, then things need to be put in place. How quick is it just, what has been changed at government level? I don't know. I think Is the industry just here receiving stuff from the government rather than actually giving anything back to them and saying no, standing up for themselves? You know what I mean?
The one thing which I was saddened by mainly was the lack of representation for micro and SME, which we know is pretty much the bulk of our industry. There were a couple of people, excluding us, but
Yeah.
I had an interesting, one thing I didn't tell you earlier, an interesting comment today. We've had enough from people leading from the top looking down.
Yep.
People feel it needs to be from the bottom, as in the micro and SMEs working up.
Well,
They've got to give us a fucking
someone
chance.
referenced that in there as well. They said, look at the Football Premier League. How do they go about it? They start at grassroots level.
Yeah.
And they build up.
Yep.
You look at, and that is so true as well. I've never heard that analogy before. And I thought, fair play, because everyone looks now it's got to be a top-down thing. But look, this ain't net zero. This isn't diversity in the workplace. This is people
lives,
fucking
mate.
dying. Not once a month. This is every single day.
Yeah.
Multiple people.
Okay, let
so
me ask you one thing. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I can forget it with my memory.
It's getting a bit warm.
It's getting very warm. I might have to strip off. 51 people sadly lost their own life through accidents in the workplace in construction last year. God knows how many hundreds or even thousands in for suicide. Are we focusing on the wrong thing? Numbers speak for themselves, even though no one knows the real number. It's massive.
Look at those 51 lives lost. That would have been down to, I think it's high 80% says most of it's human error. I think science says. But it's quite hard to actually judge a fatality in a workplace or an accident in a workplace. What isn't human error when you really look into the depths of it? How many of those 51 because people have got shit on their mind? They've got
Tired.
bills to pay, tired, stressed, they've lost someone close to them.
Yeah.
The mental health implications of those individuals was led to those accidents taking place. So it's a case of you nip the mental health stuff in the bud or you attack the mental health side of this thing. Most fatalities on site will come down. It's got to be a given, surely. I don't know. It's usually linked. You don't pay attention when you've got something on your mind. Simple as. And when you've got something on your mind and you're messing around with big machines, people get hurt. Well, when you get hit by a big machine, you don't get a second chance.
A bit like the concrete lorry.
Yeah, Leo Quinn said that, didn't he?
Yep.
He said about the concrete lorry. They had it on a site, and I unfortunately got to speak to him briefly after and said we were on that site.
Yeah.
We know our team got no support.
No.
We were working with Jay Coffees at the time. If anything, we got knocked for $2,500. So we lost out on that because someone else died. We had no support. My staff have never been told, you guys, that you weren't there when the collision happened between this concrete pump and the guy's head, but you did speak to that guy 10 minutes before you left site. And we know that they were rushed. They had an hour to go and they had concrete wagons backed up and a concrete pump on the go. And they didn't have enough time to deal with this. They're rushing because it's Thursday night. They wanted to go straight back to Newcastle on the Friday. To get
Leaving good time, leaving the traffic.
So they've pushed and pushed and pushed. Guess what? Mr. Hit by the Pump Man doesn't go home on Friday. Straight to the mortuary. It was fucking tragic.
Sorry, that was Hamley's. There was a man dancing outside, which Steve and I have decided against on joining. But one thing I'm going to ask you, we're back to the old single file because after Regent Street's been dug up, probably find out that Steve and his groundworks crew are on this. That's why it's all dragging along a bit. Anyway, one final thing, Mr. Kerslake. Yeah, exactly, day rate. Won't see him for 6 months. Mr. Kerslake, takeaways. How did you feel walking out of there? What was the general mood in the room?
We've got a few things in place our end, construction support with our alert system now. So
tell me about this alert thing, because a lot of people
so
are quite keen on that when you're talking to them.
We have put in position a service where people can message us to get help and support if needed. But that's not just mental health related, that is industry issue related. So if there's a scaffolding wobbling in a building, if there's a trip hazard somewhere, no one's paying attention to it, if someone's been knocked and their money's not been paid, anything we can think about within construction that can be alerted to us, and we take it back to the people in that room today to let them know there's issues going on down here. So that's kind of the idea of it. Let's report it. Could say whistleblowing, I suppose, but
there's a positive thing to this. You've had a couple of meetings recently where the big sort of directors, if you want to call it that, CEOs have gone, we want to be part of this because we want to improve our workers. Yeah, two key
people. One was here today who I know recently has had a serious incident away from here, and one of them was in London last week with a meeting. But they said, I don't care whether the news comes into you, Steve, from that alert system, positive or negative, we need to know. So these people are open to, let us know what cracks we've got, we need to fill them.
I think you'll get that on tier ones.
I think in a way, we're going to have the data, you know what I mean? So we've got the information, do you want to know about it or not? It's kind of, Do you want to help support it? We're going to be doing this, so
If not, it's coming out anyway.
surely it's in your best interest to
Yeah.
go realise,
Well,
if we're going to, like today, collaboration, let's get behind tech and collaboration, that's what I kept saying. But you did feel that, it's all about collaboration, but when the day ended, everyone went home in their separate ways.
This is it. Do you know, I hate to say it, back to their day job.
There was no hour hang about for a few drinks and have a little network session, was it?
No.
Just kicked out the room, so I don't know, I really don't know. We can hope for the best.
We can hope for the best,
But no, like I say, fair play, we got invited along, we can't make like that.
but also I think I've always said the tree's going to come out on this. The good people will stick together and we will get positive change. And I think we're going to have to bring this to a close because it's 34 degrees in the shade. Steve's got a suit on because he's got to go back to court this afternoon. And we're walking up Regent Street. It's exceptionally hot, but it's been an eye-opening day. And let's watch this space because at the moment, I'm not really sure what's happening.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Kerslake. Enjoy getting back to sunny Essex.
Over and out.
Pip.
Put your sun cream on.